Hello, my pretties. What's up? It's the Lion Queen here. Welcome to episode 298 of Shadows and Pretties. So, today in this episode, I am going to be reviewing a 2009 American animated science fiction comedy film called Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, which apparently it is pretty much loosely based off of the 1978 children's book by the same name. However, though, this movie is definitely pretty good. It's got, Bill Hader, which I think he also was in It Chapter 2. I know for a fact that Andy Samberg, who's Johnny in Hotel Transylvania. Now, I know for a fact that Bill Hader, who is in this film, who plays as a, character named, Flint Lockwood, which that's the main character of, the move of this area. And he plays as adult Richie in It Chapter 2. So that's how I know Bill Hader's in this one, because he plays as Richie in It Chapter 2, the adult Richie. So now this film, I personally have not watched this film in a long time, because I know there is a sequel to this film called Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2, which came out in 2013, which I'll review that in the future. And of course, there is an animated TV series of this that premiered on Cartoon Network in 2017. But however, none of the original cast returned to do that. So I don't even know if there's going to ever be a third movie or not, because it's been like a long time since this film, got a movie. So maybe, but I don't know. This film, I definitely have to say, is like a really good children's film, especially from something from 2009. And it also came out the same year that Ice Age Dawn of the Dinosaurs came out, because it came out in the same year. So, I am going to explain what the plot of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs is, in case if any of you guys who have not watched the movie in a really long time and would want a refresher. This was directed by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller. So, basically, they both, there is a book called Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, which I'll talk about that in a little bit, because there's some stuff in this movie that's loosely based off of that, but that's just a book. So, I'll talk about the book after I go for the movie, just to give, people an understanding of what the movie is about, in case of any of you guys who have not watched this movie in a really long time. So basically, the plot of this movie is about a scientist named Flint Lockwood, who lives in Shallow Falls, which is a tiny island in the middle of an Atlantic Ocean. Sardines are the base of the Shallow Food Falls as a comedy, but Baby Brent Sardines Cannery has gone bankrupt due to worldwide dislike of sardines. So one day, Flint invents the Flint Lockwood Ditonic Super Mutated Dynamic Food Replicator, or something like that. A machine that could turn water into food, which ends up sorting out his house's electrical supply. Flint decides to power the machine by hooking it up to a large rinser pole at the nearby power substations, by sending it rocketeering through the town and destroying the park conceived by the town's mayor, before ultimately shooting up into the sky. So afterwards, Flint meets Sam Sparks, or Samantha, a weather reporter intern whose big break was ruined by the incident. Brightly colored clouds who flowed over the town and then began to rain cheeseburgers, delaying the residents. So it's honestly a pretty interesting plot line. I personally really like, how this is going. I like the plot of this. It's pretty fun. And especially, that sense, it's raining cats and dogs, aka Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. It's quite silly, honestly, because it's fictional. So Flint creates a communication later on in the movie, a device to send food orders to a machine. And Shallow Falls, now renamed Chew and Swallow, then becomes a successful food tourism destination as Flint and Sam grew closer in their relationship. However, Sam opens up to Flint about her history, about being bullied, and the shame that she felt about her nerdy demeanor, although Flint insists that she's beautiful the way she is. So I really do feel bad for Sam that she was bullied in this, but Flint understood, her backstory and stuff. So the townsfolk becomes greedier as Flint notices that the food is growing larger. Despite Flint's concerns that the food is starting to overmutate, Mayor Shelbourne, now morbidly obese, he schemes to use the invention for personal gain. When a large tornado of spaghetti and meatballs ravages through town, Flint eventually rushes to his lab to turn off his machine, but the Shelbourne accidentally destroys the communication device after ordering Vegas-style all-you-can-eat buffet. Now, the science attempt at the machine creates a massive food storm that sends the colossal food downpours to various cities and their landmarks. So after gaining encouragement from his father Tim, Flint places a kill code in the USB flash drive, and he buys a flying car to reach and destroy the machine with the aid of Sam, her cameraman Manny, Flint's pet monkey Steve, and Brent McHale, namesake of baby Brent and Sardine's cannery. As they approach the machine in the sky, they find out now that it's serving as the core of a giant meatball asteroid, which it created by the machine descends living food to attack them. So later on, Flint calls Tim and orders him to an email to kill code file to his phone. So Sam and Brent, along with Flint, enter the meatball. They get a call stood by the living roast chickens, one of which Brent manages to take control after it eats them. So back in Chew and Swallow, a dam containing leftovers collapses, creating a new avalanche of food that destroys the town, but Tim manages to resend the code to Flint's cell phone. While lowering Flint down to a tunnel using a rope, Sam then gets cut a piece of peanut nut brittle, causing an allergic reaction. So Flint implores Brent to take Sam back to the plane and get her a shot. When she refuses to let Flint go, they confesses their love for each other before Flint cuts the rope and pummels Sam and Brent down to make it back to the plane after Brent fights off the roast chickens. So while scuffing with the machine, Flint discovers that Tim accidentally sent him the wrong file. However, he uses his spray-on shoes formula to stop the machine, causing it and the giant meatball to explode. Although seemingly killing him, with the machine destroyed, the food storm subsided and everyone's able to return to safety to Chew and Swallow. Flint is revealed to have yet survived the explosion by letting go of the machine and falling down the blowhole at the last second before the explosion. So Tim finally shows his appreciation for his son and his inventions. So Flint and Sam celebrate with the kiss, and that's how the movie ends. On my opinion, this was actually a really good film. I personally really like this film. It's a really cute movie. What I mean by that is it's got a great plot. It's really fun. It's one of those really good movies you cannot turn down. I mean, there's a lot of great actors. I mean, Bill Hader did a good job as Flint Lockwood. He also did great as, who was it? Oh, yeah, Richie, the adult Richie in It Chapter 2. We got James Caan as Timothy, which James Caan passed away. We got Bruce Campbell. We got Andy Samberg. We got, many other actors that came to do this performance of, the characters. I personally liked it. So, however, the development sometime was started after, not really started, but in May of 2003, a year after the establishment of Sony Pictures Animation announced its first animated slate, including with the Chance of Meatballs, as a film adaptation of the book by the same name. So, in 2006, it was reported the film had been helmed by new directors, and Lord and Miller said that later that the film would be a homage to a parody of disaster films such as Twister, which it's a 1996 film, which I plan to review it in the future. Armageddon, which has Bruce Willis, that came out in 1998. The Core, that came out in 2003. And The Day After Tomorrow, which I still have to, review, which I'll review those movies in the future. So, honestly, the cast and crew did a really good job. I personally really liked this one, which honestly was a fantastic film. Although it's got really good music, it's got good songs, it's just a really good film. I mean, a lot of kids would definitely like this film, and if you have kids of your own or or in general, if you want to watch a good movie, I definitely recommend this film. This film is flat out amazing. I personally really also like, the plot of this movie. I thought it was pretty good and well made in detail. It's just a really good film. So, I am going to go with the Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs children's book that was written by Judy Barrett and Ron Barrett, who, did the cover art. So, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs is kind of loosely based off of it, but the plot of it is pretty much almost the same thing, but except it's pretty much different, because I'm going to go with the plot of the book, because I know some of you guys may have not heard of this book, but, I'm going to go ahead and get started with that. So basically, it's basically a grandfather tells a bedtime story chronicling the lives of citizens in an imaginary town called Chew and Swallow, which is characterized by food raining from the sky. The grandchildren are named Henry and Kate, and although the narrating girl is not named until the sequel. So as the story goes, Chew and Swallow is mostly like an average small town because the sky provided all the food. So the town is devoid of food stores. Unlike the typical weather, the weather covered Chew and Swallow is always considered a food and came 3 times a day at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So, I'm not going to go too much into the plot of the book because I've not seen it, but it's pretty much loosely based off of that Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 1978 book, but I personally really like the movie. I personally like the movie better. I really liked how we got good actors, and the animation of all the characters was honestly really good. Now, I have not watched this film in like a really long time, so I am gonna have to sit there and rewatch the movie because I have not seen this film. And do I personally recommend it to anybody? Yes, I recommend it to kids that they can watch this film. It's a really fun movie. They will not be disappointed because of how well made this film is and how awesome that the plot of this movie came to be. It's a pretty good film. And I mean, adults will really like this too. I mean, some of the jokes that, are in this film, I mean, kids may not get, all the jokes. Like, for example, they may not get all the, adult jokes that, with kids' movies, you definitely know for a fact that they're going to really hide adult jokes in it. So, I mean, some of the jokes that the kids won't understand some of the jokes, but adults will definitely get it. So, what do I recommend this movie? Well, I definitely recommend you guys watch this movie if you haven't watched it in like a long time, or if you've not seen it, you definitely have to check out this movie. It is such a great film. It's got a really good plot line. It's really funny. I like the characters, and I do really like how the plot is because it's just fantastic and well made. I like how, Flint and Sam become more open to each other about, about each other's backgrounds and stuff. It's honestly such a great film. So, do I recommend this movie for anybody? Yes. It's a movie for all ages. I mean, kids can like this movie too, just like adults. Kids can enjoy this film as well. Okay, I guess that's pretty much all I have to really say, but will they ever make a third Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs movie? Maybe they might make another movie of it, but I don't really know if they will or not, but you never know. I mean, it's a possibility they could, but we just don't know. But do I recommend you guys, watch this film? Anytime, whenever you feel like you want to watch something really good from 2009, along with Ice Age: Dawn of the Dinosaurs, you have to watch this film. You will not be disappointed. It's such a great movie. It's well made in detail. It's just a really great animated movie, and you definitely will not be disappointed once you first see this movie. So, I guess with that being the case and with that being said, like I'm just going to say, this is just simply my own personal opinion, and if you happen to disagree with me, that's perfectly fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions in regards to these movies. This is just simply my own personal thoughts. Now, if you like the storybook based on the name of this movie, the book that's loosely based on this movie from 1978, I respect your opinion. If you like this one, I respect your opinion. So, if you like this movie or not, let me know what you guys think in the comments below, because I personally really enjoyed this film. I mean, I will review the second movie sometime if I ever get the opportunity to review it. I will review the second movie, which of course the second movie is just as good as the first one. So, I guess with that being said and that being the case, what did you guys personally think of the Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs movie? Did you like that movie? Did you not? Also, what we have done personally to help make the movie a lot better. Feel free to let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm the Lion Queen. I want to thank you so much for watching today's video. And if you're new to my channel, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Ring the bell for notifications so when I upload, so that way you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, I will let you guys know that if you wanna go follow me on DeviantArt or Twitter, links to those will be in the About page section of this channel. So if you're interested in following me on DeviantArt or Twitter or both, you're more than welcome to follow me on those. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my backup channel known as Miss Dark Shigo, as link to those will be in the About page section, so you guys can go and have a look at that. So, yeah, and if there's something I did not say about this movie, please let me know what it is in the comments below if I'm missing anything. I don't think I am, but if I'm missing something, let me know what it is in the comments section down below. Okay, so I guess with that being the case, and with that being said, what did you guys personally think of this movie? I know I said it before, but let me know what your thoughts on the movie in the comments below. So as always, I'll be seeing you guys all in the next video. Peace out, and like always, I'll see you all in the next video, and I'll see you all next time.